Welcome to this daily guided meditation practice. This is the Attentive Mind. My name is Nathan and I'll be guiding you through this meditation practice today. Find yourself a seated position. Any position works here. You could be lying down, you could be sitting in a chair, it doesn't matter. You just want to find something sturdy where you don't feel like you have to shift and constantly adjust during the meditation practice. Just find what works for you. This is also an open eye meditation practice. But if you have learned to close your eyes or you feel more comfortable to close your eyes during this practice, no problem at all. Go ahead and do that. There are no hindrances here. Only if your eyes are open, go ahead and just leave the screen alone and gently look at the floor or the desk or whatever is just below you. We're not staring at anything in particular. We're not analyzing. We're also not blurry and zoned out. We just have a nice, light and gentle, clear gaze directed downwards. You're in a nice, comfortable seated position, and your eyes are open and down. Notice if you feel like you're putting in some sort of effort. That you have prepared yourself for some sort of difficult task. The task of meditating. See if you can just drop this view. We're not doing anything. In fact, we're actually ceasing to do something. We're not being active. We're also not being passive. We're just arriving where we already are, which is here and now. You don't have to try to be here and now. It's already accomplished. Only thinking, contemplating, the conversation we have with ourselves in our head all day long is what we tend to pay attention to, instead of this moment as it is. And because thoughts are always seeking problems and solving them, worrying and comparing, we live our lives unsatisfied. Because thoughts are always unsatisfied. So there's nothing that thinking can do to be present. thoughts will always think of the future and the past in some way. But you don't have to pay attention to them. You can leave them alone in the same way we leave alone the sound of birds outside our window. And a useful way to do this is to pay attention to something that only happens now, instead of paying attention to thinking. And this object that we pay attention to, which is very easy to find, is of course the breath. Find the breath wherever you feel it the most. Just gently rest your and just stay here. And let your thoughts think what they want to. Don't shut them off. Don't ignore them. Invite them in and let them go. Only stay with the gentle rhythm of the breath. Are you breathing? Or are you thinking? Just 30 seconds ago, you decided to pay attention to the breath, but then immediately started thinking, lost. And this is why we suffer. Because we're always addicted to thinking, even if we try not to be. So the task, of course, is simple. When you notice that you're lost in thought, gently return to the breath. You will get lost again, but just come back over and over for no reason at all and with no effort. The breath is always noticed. Just know it. Come back. Come back to breathing. Stop trying so hard. Relax. It takes no effort to notice the breath. Just be with it. You can't stop thinking. So don't even try. Let them go. Let your mind go crazy. Let it think what it wants to. Remain with breathing. Are there any problems here? In this moment? Where is your story? The person you think you are? Work, family, friends. Where is this story? This moment is already free. Free from our story. So when you get caught up in the fairy tale, the problems, the worries, the frustrations, remember this moment and return to it. Because it's always free. All right, you can look at the screen. All right, another question today. Let's see. Okay. The process of attending to the breath and letting thoughts go on without interference seems difficult to me because whenever I notice or watch thoughts, they seem to stop. Right. But I'm not trying to stop them. Any suggestions? Well, I'm curious what your question is. You're not trying to stop them, but they stop when you're looking at them. So you can, for very short moments, just stop thinking. But when 30 seconds or so goes on, the thoughts just start coming up again. So there's this instant when you look at a thought for what it is, and it just kind of stops. But if you just give it some time, it will come right back. Trust me. Thoughts, the worries, the problems, and so even though maybe 5 seconds or so, this can happen. Then give it 20 seconds and it'll come right back. There's a way. I've actually had a question early on where somebody's like, I can just stop thinking at any time. I'm like, okay. I was like, how long can you do it? Because you can't. You just be like, just don't think of anything right now. And you'd be like, I wonder what he means. And then it starts. So, and there's also being attentive is also being, when you place your attention on what thoughts are as thoughts, not the content of the thoughts. Like, I'm tired. Or let's say, an example, if I'm not good enough. Oh, everyone hates me. Let's say that. Everyone hates me. You could be involved in that thought. Everyone hates me. Oh. Or you can see it. Everyone hates me. There it is. And there it goes. Yeah, but I don't like it when somebody else comes in. But then when it's you can just watch them. You can see them as thoughts. It's like the difference between being in traffic and outside of traffic. When you're in traffic, it's very frustrating. But when you're on the side or you're on the other lane that's free from traffic and you see all the traffic, you see it for what it is and it's not a problem for you. But being involved in the traffic is the issue. And so with thoughts, when you look at them, they will stop for a second because you'll see through them, but they actually will come back. Just stay attentive and don't follow the content. And if you continue to just see thoughts as thoughts, they stop having their substance they seem to have, their influence and their reality that you feel like they are. We just reify them. So, but this is why I question what your question is. It seems like that's a good thing, that when you pay attention to thoughts and they start to disappear or you just have this disconnect from them, that's a good thing. Stay there. Keep doing that. But also don't try so hard. I'm trying to stop and think, I'm trying to pay attention to the breath, but then when I look at the thoughts and then I see that thoughts go away, then I'm no longer paying attention to the breath, and then what do? I need thoughts to keep going. Just stop trying so hard. Just be mindful of the breath. Now, a nice thing too is to notice the breath and to notice thoughts as they are. And you notice sound, smell, taste, touch. It's not like you want to center your attention to one area and not let you really just want attention to be completely open to everything, to all sensory input, to all experience, and just see it as it is without touching it. Just this. You don't have to worry about breathing. It's breathing, seeing, thinking, hearing, touching, tasting, all at once. Now, I hope that answers your question. If that didn't help, please ask again. I may have just not understood your question very well. But Yeah, just let me know. And if I didn't, just let me know and I'll type one out and see if I can get a little bit clearer for you. So, but thank you everyone for showing up today. It was a pleasure as always. And honestly, it's an honor to do this with you. I've been practicing this practice for quite some time and it's been truly transformative and amazing. And I wish it for everyone in this earth. So that's why I can't stop but to do this every single day. So join me and I'll be here every single day for you, doing this exact same thing. And of course, ask questions if you have any, and I'd be happy to answer for you. Thank you for showing up for your life, everyone. And as always and without exception, I'll see you tomorrow.